Yes, only 4%. I only have 4% UK viewership on my streams usually. Let's kick off into Lightshade, Maru, Dark.
TMV, Maru.
Bottom right. Top left.
Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Dark.
I love it when someone goes from balance whining in the chat to balance whining in my PMs. Yes. Direct message me your balance whine. That's going to make me really want you to be back in the channel in 10 minutes time. Ay, ay, ay. Alright, Lightshade for Maru versus Dark again. Dark must 2-0. There is no 1-1 allowed here. The moment Dark loses a map, this series ends and Team NV are your World Team League champions. So gas ranks from Maru, so nice quick gas coming up. We'll have that factory maybe a little bit sooner than usual. We'll see what he does with it. As we go hatch gas and pool here to get things underway. We're on the way out from Maru. Going to be getting that up and running the SCV over toward the natural. Going to get ready to start up a command center. So command center will begin. Gets that going already. Not much to talk about, right? Reaper expansion. I do think this first map is good for Dark. And again, just to reiterate, if Dark wins the first map, it will be Maru's map pick. 95% of the time at the moment, that will be on Beckett Industries, and that's where Dark might face the biggest problem of all. As Dark looks to save the Dragon Phoenix Gaming squad and tries to take them to their second World Team League Championship. They won the Gold Series Team Championship last year in the first season of 2020. Obviously, that's what this event was called before it became the World Team League this year. The Reaper moves over. Grenade goes down. Drones will be bopped, and the few lings at the front just going to keep this Reaper away. So Reaper taking some hits. Actually might get a Zergling, so one Ling goes down already. Maru going to be content with already being able to pick up a Ling kill early in the game. Not going to turn that Reaper around and just go to the natural. Try and keep on picking up information here. And going from there, Rax backs away. A couple of Hellions on the way out of the factory. Nice little grenade. Going to pop the Queen around a little bit as well. Just trying to keep it away. Trying to keep it away from certain positions. Dark ends up taking that low ground third base, which is not too uncommon nowadays. There's a lot of space around that third, so it's very difficult for the Terran to do a lot in terms of pushing that base, because there's a lot of open area to engage with. The only position that is good is kind of where this Reaper is now. You get up on that high ground and you work around that high ground with a push that kind of goes toward the low ground from the right side of the third. That's one thing that we sometimes see happening on Lightshade, and it's been used a fair amount in recent times and recent TVZs to the Terran's advantage as well. Hopefully it's coming through into the center. Reaper and a few Hellions is going to come up, and they are going to get rid of one creep teamer. They're going to dive by. Oh, Maru maybe recognizing that Dark was late on the Ling speed here with the earlier third hatchery. So he's going to dive in with the Hellions, expecting to be able to get some damage done, knowing it's only going to be a Queen-focused defense to begin with. 4 workers down, 5. How many more can he get? 6? This was 4 Hellions given up, only 6 drones. I mean, it's a very early 6 drones to lose, but only 6, I would say, is maybe not ideal. Link speed now finished. Maru trying to find a little bit of extra value at the end, a few Zerglings or anything. Finally gets cleaned up. 6 drones into a Banshee on the follow-up. Not a bad start from Maru, but actually well handled by Dark. That could have been much more disastrous. Spore crawlers do have to begin now, though. Preparations for our Banshees as they come across the map right here. One Banshee to the far left-hand side to begin. It's going to see the cloak about to be done. The stem going to be coming through. That command center still just building up at the moment as I land a couple of spore crawlers. Going to be completing. So we clog up the Banshee, gonna get around the back of the natural right and just go for drone kills. Picks off one already. Able to do well with this as the Queen trying to fight that Banshee away. So double Banshee will join up together. Of course, one-shot drone potential instantly goes between the natural and third, where you might find drones transferring between bases. The spawn on the third, a little out of location as well, so you can get a couple drones here at least. One more just spawned, but he won't stick around for it. Backing it up, and Maru just happy to pick up a couple kills. Doesn't need to get too much done too quickly. Doesn't need to get too much done too quickly as the stim pack is completed, and the +1/+1 continues in from Maru as well. He's going to be on a slight lead on the upgrades. Dark. Those Evo chambers to the side of the third base. How often have we seen that be punished in the world of TVZ? And yet the Zergs still do it. Watch out for that. He's actually going to go fourth base to the top, though. So if he's losing those upgrades, those Evo chambers, he's probably got bigger issues, because it probably means he's already lost to fourth base as well. In which case, he's not exactly going to be in the best position of this game anyway. Marine tank joins up on the third base. Going to be seeing a couple creep tumors still spreading out. Getting that fourth hatch to the top side coming through, and just going to be seeing a Hydra Den coming up as well. This Overlord going to go into Drop Lord mode, so I like that from Dark. Going to utilize a little bit of the potential to actually harass here. Just going to be maybe some Lings dropping into the main. The sort of thing that's very annoying is Maru, no defense on this third. He gave up his Hellions early, remember, so that's his drop defense removed from the game through his own choice. He is pushing up the top side, and that push continues. I think the fourth base of Dark might genuinely be in a lot of trouble here, as Maru loses 8 SCVs. A good run by from Dark on the third, as long as he can hold on the top. I just worry a bit about this base. One tank sieges up from a distance. Ling drop into the main as well. Might be Maru's next issue. Might be the next point of attack. Man, 1-1 upgrades against 0-0. I just don't think this base survives. Maru pulls back. He's actually a little bit afraid of what the hell's going on. he ran away and there was barely even anything there. Maybe the Banshee saw a little bit of the Ling Bane. Well, the medevacs are here now. Some extra Marines as well. He's got 2 rounds of siege tanks. He's going to continue pulling back, letting the tank get rid of the Banelings. Now he will re-engage in. 2 SCVs go down as he handles the drop into his main base pretty handily. Doesn't really have to deal with that for too long before it's dealt with and shut down. So a slight distraction for Maru. Maybe even why he pulled back the Marines, because that drop started and he had to go focus on it. Lings run through into the natural. I mean, that's a massive run by, if it can get through and really kill some workers. So far, there we go. Finally, a couple starting to go down. 4. This was a lot of Lings, though, to only kill like 5 SCVs. Like, that was a good chunk of Zerglings that ran into that base. Obviously, Dark has built up into the Hydras, so Ling Bane Hydra is his mid-game composition. Oh, drop into the main. Dark didn't really see this coming. The Spore will buy a bit of time, though. Full Hydras, unfortunately, walk into the Marines as well. I was just happy to kill a gas, couple more Lings. This is the kind of the beauty of the TVZ from the top Tyrant players, right? They don't look for like more damage than they can get. They prioritize a little bit of damage and keeping their units alive for a future attack versus trying and hoping they can make something happen by just hard committing in with everything. Unfortunately, that medevac went down, trying to escape to the right side. The other medevac alive. Now Drop a Lord still here, going to ferry a few more Lings up into the main. Some misrallied Overlords middle of the map too. Dark will be supply blocked from this. Lings is going to run into the main base. A couple of these SCVs starting to go down already. I think the Marines just going to stim up there and just turn those Lings around quite easily. So, yeah, pretty decently done. 5th Hatcher on the left-hand side sets up as well. Creep spread continuing to come on forward. Two upgrades about halfway through here as well from Dark. As our Lings are coming up, our Infestation Pit's coming through. Burrow starting already. I like the Burrow. I mean, obviously, add a couple of Banelings in, you can get a lot done with that as well. It's a nice, it's a nice addition to the TVZ. Something that we don't always see, but when it does get used and used well, it can be an extremely powerful tool. Dark looking around a little bit here as we See, Maru just having cancelled that 5th base is going to be happy to keep Dark on 4 bases. The longer that this stays 4 base versus 4 base, the better that Maru is going to be, you know, a better time that Maru will be having here. Don't know why I'm saying all my words and sentences in the longest way possible, but such is life right now, apparently. So Medevac just going to sit between the bases. So do you have 2-2 still coming up? The burrow starting as well. A few Marines continuing in. Just going to be seeing our Medevac's over there. We're just going to lift up, back away again. Low HP due to the Hydras. He's going to try and unload, but Dog actually had the prediction of where these Medevacs might go to. Could shut down on this drop, just as Maru was doing such a good job of keeping that alive for a very long time. Dog finally finds a way to shut it down. Maru with this push up here, though, and this is something Dog must respond to, because that base, he can't lose a 4th. I mean, he's got the left side to work with. And here we go. This is going to be the push forward. A few Marines in the back take a while to actually go forward and protect the siege tanks here. I mean, the tank line runs deep, and by running deep, it does mean they get a lot of splash off, as Maru will maintain a few units as well, lifting them up, trying to evacuate whatever he can. He lost a lot, though, and Dog might just surge across the map. Maru did kill the topside hatchery, but now Dog's counterattack is extremely powerful. Does Maru have what he needs to survive right here? Ling Bane streaming through. The planetary forwards will be a big aid in this defense as well. I don't like the position at all for Dog, pushing through liberation zones and all sorts. That was not the fight he needed. The Sim City of Maru, beautiful, and actually keeps him alive. Moments after falling behind 40 army supply, he is now only behind by 10 or 15. Beautiful fight for Maru, beautiful position, and he keeps himself up and running. That planetary fortress helped so much too. All the Lings on the right side that ran in that weren't Bane lanes, they were fighting a few Marines, and the planetary just chunked them down after a couple of shots. Massive hold from Maru. I mean, it all happened so quickly, but if you go back and watch that slow-mo, you can really recognize that Maru's in a lot of trouble there. In a slightly worse position fight, and Doc just overruns him with ease. And Doc, obviously felt that way as well, but just wasn't able to make it happen given the position and given the Sim City. Maru holds on, and Doc now has to, pay the price of having lost that top side base. He wasn't able to capitalize on the follow-up attack, and now Maru's back up here with some Marauders. This base is a goner. The units have moved too far away. They aren't back here in time. There's no way Maru doesn't get this kill. One medevac goes down, but it was empty. A couple units go down. He cancels a base over here as well. A squad of Marines just stopping Doc from expanding around the map, minimizing the effect of Doc's, usually insane macro, because Doc just can't get bases up. He does still have like a baseline 4-base setup. The 4th base or the 5th on the left side becomes the 4th now. And he's trying to just expand everywhere at the same time. But that's very expensive on the minerals. And so Doc will not have much of a bank in this moment of the game, as Maru continues to move around himself. Pushing around this left-hand side, trying to see where he can get to. Tanks are sieging up. I mean, now Maru's at this stage as well, where he's kind of just split pushing that little bit as well. Doc cannot run in down over here. The tank coverage is really good. The drone's going down also. Good pickoffs as Maru gets himself on top of a base that he won't kill, but again, just knowing where these bases are, knowing what the setup is looking like. Maru also accepting late game is coming. His Ghost Academy is just finished, so he's got the ability to add on now the Ghosts and the Snipes to go into the next stage of this. Flings and Banes running through. The Hydras trying to run down here as well. Tank fire is just great from the high ground. The Queens are going to try and fight on their own. I mean, they aren't going to do much, and I don't like this fight for Doc. Doc's maxed out, but he's got 40 Lings in production, which kind of shows you what he was just losing in this fight. Basically, as units went down, he's just spamming out Lings as a response. He's going to counterattack. I don't mind the counterattack. Maru's already kind of on his way back to maybe deal with this. He can raise the Depot, he can close the wall. His army coming in from the left-hand side. Doc has a ton of Lings that are looking to break through into the natural. Trying to use a bit of burrow here as well to slow Maru down, but the scans are good to now find the rest of the burrowed Banes. You break through into the natural expansion. Can we go much further than this? Maru losing a good amount of supply. Will probably lose the Ghost Academy as well. He already lost the Ghosts that were in the natural. 30 SCVs have fallen. Maru's army, I think, is good. Just rebuilding the economy from this point is going to be one of the bigger question marks. A few Lings slip up into the main base thanks to a Bane burst on the wall off, but that should be this attack cleaned out. Dark kills a lot of economy. It costs him a lot of units, though. But what it does maybe give him is the chance to get some bases up and running. I think for the first time in a while, Dark's going to be safely on 5 bases without Maru knocking on his front door saying, hey, buddy, I want to try and kill you off right here. ZvT repairing up a depot is just going to see our Ling Hydra force up the top. The Banelings are going to start morphing in. Aurora's trying to dive for this hatchery, but I think this time Dog's going to actually have the defense on this, so this hatch will not go down. A dive bomb from Maru that's unsuccessful. On the bottom side of the map, the bio does cancel a hatchery on in this position, so able to pick up that kill at least. Still just going to be seeing... Well, Maru, I mean, the big thing for me is that Maru's also just taking a lot of bases with relative ease. I know we've had one counterattack that killed 30 workers, but the fact that Maru just has bases in position, and that's something Dark hasn't done anything about, to me, that just states that Maru's going to have a pretty comfortable game here for the most part. Actually, trying to build in the bottom left corner. That's going to be seeing the rest of our planetary fortresses being brought in. Biostims in, this hatchery in trouble again. Bottom left is just not allowed to be taken at all. These drops are a major issue. And the problem is Dark doesn't want to commit so many units down there to defend the drops, because he knows the moment he commits too many units down there is the moment Maru's going to hit on the top side as well. He will deny this top right base. I think that's essential. Can't just let Maru get up to the 6th base for free. Got to do something to slow this down. Still don't mind it for Maru, though. I was just talking about how, well he's done to get bases up. And the fact he's just on 5 bases comfortably, I think, is already a testament to his position in this game. I mean, the thing is, Maru, if he wants, can just sit on 5 bases for a long time and slowly just say, right, when the bottom side of the map is a bit more mined out and I don't have to focus on defending that anymore, then I can shift my attention to defending the upper right side of the map and work around there. Things are swarming down into the bottom left corner. Bio army. Collecting together, but not doing too much just yet. You're going to see the bio army going to stim. Big spread from Maru going in. I mean, it gives the Lings a lot of chance to get a good surround. Nice EMP hits on the Vipers. They did get a parasitic bomb off, but I think that's about it. And Dark drops a lot of supply. Even dropped a lot of supply and rebuilds 36 Lings and still just even on supply. What that means is that Dark, I think, is actually a little bit lava star. Obviously, you can see resources lost here. A little bit better for Maru, but actually not that crazy good. I'd love to see the actual just added up values. I guess it's about 2k in Maru's favor. Maru losing a little bit more gas than Dark. I mean, Dark has obviously been very Ling heavy on these trades. Now having some lurkers brought in. Obviously, one of the reasons that Maru wants to get that ghost camp back up and running. Been working his way there for a while as he target fires down creep tumors. As Ling Bane Force, as it moves into range, obviously gets hit by tanks, so then it gets turned around. I move around the bottom left, a few Lings back away in the center. Look, are going to sit behind the base in the upper right side as well. I mean, obviously just a nice way to try and slow Maru from taking this base. But Maru's going to bring a larger chunk of his army down here to really focus on denying these Zerg bases. Uh-oh, though. The Ghosts are kind of on their own. No bio support. The Vikings going after the Vipers, the Overseers as well. But, I mean, then the Vikings don't have much else to do. Maru cloaking up his Ghosts. He denies the bottom left base. That's where the bio went to. That's why these Ghosts were kind of on their own. They run to the planetary fortress for support. The SCVs are actually going to surround this planetary for the repair. I actually think that's going to be enough. The Ghost can snipe down the Hydras and the base will survive. A massive save from Maru on the bottom side of the map as he denied the bottom left hatch as well. Huge, huge base save from Maru as Dark threw a lot of units at that command center and he did not get it. It does not pay off for him. And that is going to be a golden moment from Maru, exactly where you want to be. Wow, again, I mean, those are the kind of trades that can change games on their own. They just seem to keep going ever so slightly in Maru's favor, keeping that base alive, keeping his mining up here. Round 2 of this attack down here. A lot of lurkers going to move in. Scan is down. The tanks get obliterated, though. Maru's supply drops quickly. Now the Ghost's going to start dropping their snipes. Can you clean out these lurkers? Well, now you don't have to because your base is already gone. Round 2 from Dark on this bottom side was a big play, and it's actually working out a little bit. The base has gone down. Maru's being pushed back. Can he find a defense further back? I worry that he lost too many of his Ghosts already. He's going to bring some Liberators into position. Will the Lurkers fight into that? No, they're going to pull back away from the Liberators and just dodge away from trouble for the moment. "23 workers down. Dark looking like he might be good to take this first game off of Maru. Step 1 of a very difficult task that's ahead of him will be completed if he can close this game out. Base top right denied. Maru Maru did struggle to get to 6 bases, right? And obviously now that the 5th base goes down, that becomes a much bigger issue. Maru has still an army that's scary, and you engage this incorrectly, you're going to have a bad time as Dark. But Dark should have the tools and resources to deal with this now. After that previous fight, he's just going to run by for the moment, ignore the army, really put game-ending damage on Maru's side of the map. So basically, when he does fight this army of Maru, it is just a case of if it takes him 2 armies to clean up, then whatever, because Maru will not have any army behind this at all. Dark swarms into the natural expansion. He's going to keep this grand finals alive. Again, 1 map lost for Dark here. The series ends in Team NV's favor. Lings and Hydra's trying to run up this round. The Vikings shooting down Overseers and all sorts. Maru is still making a decent push over to the left-hand side, but of course, mostly because Dark has so much counter-attacking. And that's kind of Dark's plan. Let him push that base. I can mine from other bases if needed. I already have some money to rebuild with. 40 army supply deficit shouldn't really be possible for Maru, who is absolutely broke. 21 SCVs in the game, but where are they even meant to mine from the far right side? And even if they do, what production? The production that's all dying in the main? Maru knows what he kind of needs to do here. He knows he has to clean this up. He knows he needs to stop it, but it's just too far gone. Dark looks like he will get game 1. A bit of an epic between Dark and Maru here. Was very back and forth. I liked a lot of what Maru did in this game, but Dark has that ability to just stay alive, keep it going. And eventually, he actually just found 1 fight that was decisive. That really set him apart from Maru in this game. Maru supply block, 78 supply. What's left of his army is obviously just not that scary, as Dark should just be taking a few moments. Maru doesn't even wait for a final fight. He'll tap out, and Dark is gonna keep it alive for Dragon Phoenix Gaming. Again, the situation, Dragon Phoenix Gaming had 1 life left going into the series. Team NV had 2. What that means is that if Maru wins this game, yes, Team NV would only have 1 life left, but Dragon Phoenix Gaming would have 0. And that would win the championship, the World Team League, for our for Team NV. Down side. Can he win on his own map pick? Let's find out. For Team NV.
TNV Maru.
Fantastic first game from our Zerg in the upper right. Can he take another to keep this tournament alive?
Dragon Phoenix Gaming. Dark.
Dark. Game 2. Maru again, just needing that 1 map win. Beckett Industries, a great map for pushing on, a difficult map for Zerg to counter a lot of the time. So many good positions for the Terran here. If Maru has the setup he has on Lightshade on Beckett, I'm almost convinced that he's able to close out the game without issue. Because it's just so difficult for Dark to maneuver around this map. Maru's movement in that last game really was amazing as well. He really kept on top of denying those bottom left bases for such a long time. He really, really made sure to make Dark's life as difficult as possible. And that makes me think that maybe Dark needs to do something a little bit earlier in this game, something that changes the pacing or so, because if not, I am going to be very worried. Exciting that we get another map between these two, especially after that first game. I was worried maybe Maru wins it and it's just over, and we're like, oh no, but we only got to see Dark in 1 game. Dark showing up. Doing what he needed to save Dragon Phoenix Gaming at the worst of times, sent out as the team's ace, and so far, showing us why. Rotron on the way already. Doc is going to have zero shame in this setup, huh? Well, Maru is playing a double gas, which is a good sign. It means he's not going to be playing into 3cc right away, so this should be a bit of an easier hold. What this means is that obviously you can't really afford to take damage as Maru. The moment you take damage and you're not on 3cc and you're opening double gas, you're in a lot of trouble. But Maru's already building a bunker, so he is being extremely safe and extremely cautious of what might be about to happen. So I don't want to be Mr. Pessimistic, but I already kind of really like this for Doc, right? I mean, this is already going the right way for him. Like, there's a... sorry, for Maru. Not Doc. I hate it for Doc. He's in trouble, right? Surely. The Roach is moving down. Looks like Maru knows about it. Starport's going to be done in a moment. Tech Lab building on the factory, so he's going to go medevac initially. The problem with this for Maru right now is that, yeah, he can't get a Banshee yet because he was waiting for the Tech Lab. I mean, now he still won't. He's going to start building a Cyclone, so he's going for a no Banshee defense. Gonna see the Roaches and Lings gonna start coming in. I mean, the Hellion has some work to do. Has to pick away at these Zerglings. SCV's repairing that bunker for a good long time. The medevac will come down, and I assume it's gonna save these Marines as the bunker dies, so nothing really lost here. Now you have the Cyclone popping out. 7 SCVs already going down. Well, I mean, as long as you can still hold your high ground, this should be okay. Doc not building any drones behind this. Only 19 workers for him in this game in its entirety. And now he is starting to put himself onto more Lings as there is an opening into the base. Maru's going to kite back. Cyclone doing what it can, but now this Cyclone may be in trouble as well. Going to have to lift that into the medevac, and Maru's going to have to pull back a bit further. Doc's Roachling attack is doing all right for now. Siege Tank's about to pop out. Maru still has the Cyclone alive in the back. A lot of SCVs going down. I don't think that's too much of an issue just yet. As long as you clean this up as Maru, I think you're going to be okay to at least play a longer game, especially because Doc is still just making a lot of Lings. Maru's going to get the tank up. And what's really cool here is that he obviously killed the Overlord initially or pushed it back. So now this tank is able to really just hit from the high ground. The Ravagers can't do as much about it as they would like to. Now, though, they get 2 piles off, and the Lings got there, so the tank falls. A Banshee's on the way, and now Doc does start to drone up to try and open up a bit of a worker difference in this game. Clutch hold from Maru. Wasn't super simple. Down 8 workers as Doc drones. What's nice is that you're going to get a bit of damage done. You've got the medevac to bring Marine Cyclone onto the map and get aggressive. Uh-oh, Lings have just ran by, though. Now they see the medevac and they're like, maybe we should actually go and deal with that, though. Can't just go focusing elsewhere or anything. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I think it would be kind of crazy to try and do too wild right away. Just gotta go defend. Like I say, Doc is droning. Big issue for Doc, no third hatchery, of course. Again, this is a very early attack that he committed into. So no third hatch or anything like that. So again, he's definitely in a bit of a trailing position. Even if the worker lead looks okay for him, there are other deficits for him in this game. I love that one Banshee. Finally getting to the Banshee and just saying, right, now I've got, you know, constant defense if Roaches show up and stuff. Something that will eventually, at the very least, clean up. These Lings are still trying to look for openings. I mean, the tank on the high ground should make it difficult for those Lings. Maru trying to drop one medevac Marines across the map. We'll see where they get to as the Banshee might be able to fight this Ling here. The Ling on the front goes down. There's those Marines going to put some damage onto the third hatch. Don't think you're going to kill this. He steps already to try and get into the gap if the Lings show up, and now he will just fight the Lings. So yeah, he won't get the hatchery, but, well, he actually put some damage back onto it now as the Marines refuse to get into the medevac. Ravagers actually still trying to fight. More Lings going down. The Banshee shows up. This third hatchery might actually be in trouble now. Uh-oh. Curse of Bows dodged away from him. He does take damage on the medevac, but the Banshee can put damage on the Ravagers. All the Lings have gone down. The micro from Maru was impressive. And this third hatch is still in trouble. The Banshee taking damage now. Doc lets it finish. He's going to drop the transfusion, but he will not save it. So now that's money which he spent that doesn't get reimbursed. And Doc doesn't cancel. Maru gets the kill. Clutch kill at the end off some really insane micro. Wow, Doc. What a kick that is for him. I mean, back down to 2 bases. 300 minerals just down the drain. Wow. I really thought the Lings were showing up. Maru would kind of fight them, lift up, and leave. And he was like, no, actually, I can kind of go forward again and keep this competitive. And bringing the Banshee was the perfect part because it could put damage on the Ravagers. It could add damage to the hatchery. And he knew the Lings were back at home defending. So the Banshee had the freedom to come across the map as well. Now another drop coming across. Doc shaking his head, talking to himself a little bit. Maybe starting to accept a bit of what's happening here. There's another hatchery going to be in some trouble. Cancel straight away. Drone goes down. Another base denied. Third base, well, that was actually a double expand from Doc. So third or fourth, take your pick on what it is. I'll say it's the fourth base that goes down this time. But yeah, I mean, continue to deny bases. Maru doing what he's meant to do. Keeps the medevac alive and healthy. Well, not healthy, but alive. Can be repaired and then can go again, of course. Bane speed only just started. Maru is over halfway to stim. On his way to 1-1. That timing is going to be absolutely frustrating to deal with when he's got 1-1 in stim and you don't have Bane speed, you don't have upgrades. You're basically hoping that the Roaches are going to be able to do it for you as Doc, right? You know, hoping that the Roaches are just going to be able to kind of be sturdy enough without upgrades to kind of stand their ground against the Marine Force. It's not impossible. It can happen. Doesn't mean I'm a believer, though, and I gotta say, I really am not a believer. In this right now, I think Doc is in a whole bunch of trouble. When the bases get denied like that for so long, on the back of this especially, that's when this becomes the biggest issue of all. Because that's just when Doc can't stabilize into the normal game at all after the initial damage. There's one Banshee still around, and it's going to be still cruising around looking for more. Maru starts to move out. Army supplies are equal, but it's a complete different set of tech on both these armies. There might be Bane speed done, but there's going to be a 1-1 upgrade lead against 0-0. I mean, how many Banelings are there going to be? Roach Ravager morphing at the moment. Doc has no gas, and I don't know if he even made Banelings yet. Not to mention the fact that this map is just amazing for positions you can take as the Terran player, so add that into the fact, right, that these tanks can fire from across the way. I don't think there's Banelings here, guys. The Ravagers are going to drop some more barrels. They will put another tank low, but Maru is here, and Maru is going to do it, and Team NV are going to be the champions of the World Team League. Season 1 of 2021. What an effort. What a showing as Dragon Phoenix Gaming. I mean, Dragon Phoenix Gaming and Team NV were the... There they go. They got told they won. They don't have to watch the delayed stream anymore. SOS was looking tense the first